Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to have a new series for our channel. This is for illustration NC2. So for our topic for today for NC2 is identify drawing tools and materials used in illustration. This is part 1 of the lesson for week number 1. So let's start. Ako nga pala si Teacher Say of Angeles City Senior High School, Schools Division of Angeles City. Let's start the lesson. So for today, we're going to discuss identifying drawing tools and materials used in illustration. It's the first part of the lesson. Then later on, for the next weeks, we'll continue with the other part of this lesson. So let's start. So cover today a brief outline of basic tools used in Adobe Illustrator or Illustrator, and a walkthrough of Adobe Illustrator software or illustration software. So, it's pronounced as Adobe, sometimes it's Adobe. Okay, so don't be confused, they're both the same. So for today, what can you say about the images here? Okay, you may post this video and write your answers in the comment section down below. Then, types of images. This will be simple concept map. For my students, in a piece of paper or your notebook, okay, you may write, you may draw a concept map on what is a raster image and what vector image. First, let's do raster image. I'll give you 5 seconds for this one. And next is vector image, another 5 seconds. Start. I'll be explaining it first. So if those words that you wrote on your concept map are present with what I'll be saying today, it means you get the right idea of the two. So let's talk about raster image first. Raster graphics are best used for non-line art image, specifically digitized photographs, scanned artwork, or detailed graphics. So basically, if it's not a shape, okay, it's not a shape, it's not vector, okay. Let's say a picture from your cell phone, it's not a vector, it's a raster image. One characteristic of raster image is basically when you stretch it, it will be pixelized. Okay, it's the number one characteristic of a raster image. But on the other hand, vector graphics are based on mathematical formulas that define geometric primitives such as polygons, lines, curves, circles, and rectangles. So, we can simply say that a vector image is composed of shapes. So, mathematical formula. In a computer, basically, root word is compute, there are mathematical equations. So, it means if we're talking about vector image or vector graphics, when you stretch a vector graphic, okay, when you stretch a picture and it doesn't pixelize, no matter how big, no matter how small it goes, it is a vector image or vector graphics. Unlike raster images or raster graphics, okay? So basically, you cannot take a picture of a vector image, okay, because a vector image is created. Let's say you have a drawing of a logo, okay, you want to have a soft copy of it, you will use an illustration software to create it, then it becomes a vector graphics or vector image. So let's talk about Adobe Illustration or an Illustrator, okay, illustration program. It can be used for print, multimedia, and online graphics. Whether you plan to design or illustrate multimedia artwork, Illustrator Illustrator offers all the tools needed to produce professional and quality results for even a beginner. Illustrator is vector-based design software, so your artwork can scale down for mobile screens and up to billboard size and always looks crisp and beautiful. Basically, we're using vector graphics for Illustrator so that when you stretch the image, it will have a consistent shape. It will not get pixelized. Unlike if you're using pictures, photographs, it will pixelize. One example of which are logos. You create logos using Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Illustrator. So basic tools used in Adobe Illustrator. Later I'll show it to you. For the walkthrough, first we have Polar Grid tool, which creates concentric circles of a specific size and a specified number of dividers. Okay. Direct Selection tool allows you to individually select and edit specific anchor points of vector shapes or lines. Selection tool, the most commonly used tool, which selects text and graphic frames and allows you to work with an object using its bounding box. Type tool, basically this tool allows you to add text to documents. We have Eraser tool, removes part of existing path or stroke. You can use this tool on paths but not on text, remember that. Line segment tool, this tool does exactly what you think it is, draw lines basically. Unlike the pen tool, however, you cannot make connected lines, only individual lines. So please be careful with it. Pen tool, it can connect lines. Line segment tool, it cannot connect lines. Paintbrush tool, this is different from paintbrush tool. Paintbrush tool draws a path and applies a brush stroke simultaneously, while a paintbrush tool, this tool makes thicker, paint-like strokes that you can change with width, shape, and texture. Then we have Rotate tool. Basically, it changes the orientation angle of the object on the page. Sharper tool. This tool allows you to draw general shapes by hand, but then will automatically clean them up and create the shape you intended. Pencil tool draws open and closed paths as if you were drawing with a pencil or on paper. It is most useful for fast sketching or creating a hand-drawn look. So if you have your drawing tablets there, you can use the pencil tool. Scale tool. This tool works similarly to the reflect and rotate tool in that you have to define an axis, then resize by clicking and dragging outside the shape. So basically, it's just used for resizing. Then we have lasso tool. Selects objects, anchor points, or path segments by being dragged around all or part of the object. With tool, this tool only works on lines, not shapes. Take note, lines, not shapes. It allows you to click on areas of a line and make the stroke thicker or thinner. Smooth tool, on the other hand, removes excess angles from an existing path or a section of a path. If you want to have a smooth part, you use the smooth tool. If you want a sharper path, you can just neglect it. Free transform tool. This tool essentially lets you resize your shape in all ways possible. So unlike width tool, unlike the other tools that are being used in that I mentioned, free transform tool gives you freedom to change the size of your shapes. Then pen tool creates a line between two anchor points you make. Mesh tool. This tool allows you to select certain points within a specific section of your shape to add another color. You have group selection tool. Selects a group of points all at once, such as 4 points of a rectangle. Eyedropper. Basically, it's the same as other eyedropper tools. This allows you to pick color from other shapes, lines, objects, or images, so you can use them the same color in other parts of your design. So let's have a walkthrough of our Adobe Illustrator. So here is our Illustrator. Okay? Basically, this is the new feature, the new interface for Adobe Illustrator CC, okay, or Creative Cloud. So here are your menu bar, here are your tools, here's the name of your document, this is your work area, and these are your properties, layers, and libraries. So basically I'm using Essential, so I'll go here, here are your tools, I'll make it bigger, here. I'm more comfortable with this setup. So first, let's draw first a shape, any shape. So again, we need to look for the tool for rectangle, or you can use ellipse tool, polygon tool, line segment, just like what we mentioned earlier. Okay, you can do that one also. Okay, or star tool. I'll be using rectangle tool for this one. Okay. Change the color because it has a white background. Okay, there. Okay, let's go first to our first tool here, which is selection tool. So basically, if you click this one, the dark arrow or dark pointer, okay, you select it, it selects the whole thing. Okay, there. If you use direct selection tool, if you click on a part, it will just zoom it first. Okay, direct selection tool. So you will click on the anchor, and there, it's just selecting the anchor part. Unlike the whole selection tool, it will select everything. Okay. Then we have group selection tool. So let's say this one, the anchors, we'll select the anchors there. Select, and select. You can select everything here. Then we have your lasso tool. So lasso tool, this one. I just selected a portion of it. Then we have your pen tool. So basically, it's differentiated first with the line tool, line segment tool. So here's your line segment, and if you created another line here, created another line here, you will connect it, that will not act as one. It's a separate. So if you look at here, this is another line, that is another line. Okay? Unlike when we're talking about pen tool, okay, I will create a line, then create a line here and add it there. Then I will select it. It will act as one shape, unlike your line tool. Then we have your anchor point tool. It's the same. You're just going to create your anchor points, or you can add your anchor points. Okay. Then we have your curvature tool. Go back to pen tool. We have our curvature tool wherein, let's remove this one, select an anchor there, point, then you can create your own arcs, that, okay. This is applicable to line tools also, but you cannot connect it basically. Okay, then we also have your shape tools again, rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star, line. We have your paintbrush, okay, paintbrush tool. Okay, basically, your paintbrush, and then when you select it, there's already a path created for it. Then we have your blob brush tool. This is a new tool from Illustrator. Again, instead of a line or a path, it is selected as a whole. Then you also have your pencil tool. You just draw it like that. That's a path already. Then you can just do is select this one. You can change it into a line, so on and so forth. Okay. Then you have your text tool. Okay. Like that. Your text in a path. So let's say let's use the pencil tool. Then use text in a path. There. Then your shape will follow the path that you created. Then we have vertical tool, so there. Then we have your rotate tool. Let's say you want to rotate this one. Right, I selected already the other. So I'll select this one, use the rotate tool, you can rotate it. Okay. Then scale tool, again from a point, I can scale it to whatever shape I want. Okay. Then I have my reflect tool. I can rotate the words that I want. It will reflect whatever I do. Okay. Then we have your shear tool. Okay, by shearing it, it means you are changing the shape, you're changing the angles of your text or shape. Okay. Then we have your eraser tool. Okay, again, eraser tool does not apply to text, but rather to shapes. So let's try this one here. I can erase this one. Okay. Just like what eraser tool from other softwares are doing. Then we have scissor tool. Okay, so basically scissor tool, remove the path. Okay, sorry. There. You're just you're selecting a segment here if you're using an eraser tool. Okay, just like that. It removes it. Then we have your grid. Okay, or shape builder tool, I mean. So shape builder tool, let's say this one. Okay. I'll look over on shape builder tool. This is a new tool from Adobe Illustrator. Then we have your gradient tool. So you want to use a gradient here. Okay, there. You can apply gradient on your certain backgrounds or shapes. Let's change it to gradient. There. Gradient tool. Use it. Change your gradients. Okay? Just like that. You need to select first. Then you have your mesh tool. Okay? Let's say you want it to have separate color for here, here, and here. So you're going to use your gradient. You can change the colors per section. Okay? I'm not really familiar with the mesh tool, so I'll look over it next time. Then we have your eyedropper tool. So basically, eyedropper, you're just going to get the colors that you need. Okay. Then you have your width tool. You're changing the width of your object. Okay. Then we have your blend tool. So this is for blending. That is a new tool also for Adobe Illustrator. Then you have your artboard tool and your zoom tool. Okay. Here, if you notice, this is fill and this is stroke. If it's a box only, it's a fill. If it's colors here, it's your what do you call this one? It's your the box here. It's fill. If it's just an outline, it's your stroke. Okay. So basically, those are the tools you're going to use in Adobe Illustrator. Not that much. Okay. Even I need to study it because there are some changes with Adobe Illustrator. So go back to our lesson first. Okay. So, in what ways can you use Adobe Illustrator as of the moment? You may pause this video and write your answer in the comment section down below. Will knowing how to use Adobe Illustrator help you have the advantage in college or career? How? So, again, you may pause this video and write your answer in the comment section down below. So for my students, on our learning activity sheets, there are two activities that you're going to answer. First is a performance task, and second is an open-ended question. Contains open-ended questions. So, for you to submit this one, you're going to upload your outputs on our private group in Facebook so that I can check it. Don't forget to label it correctly, okay, on what activity you have done. You may use other software for the activity 1, especially if you're using your cell phones. Unfortunately, Adobe Illustrator is a software that needs to be paid. It's a proprietary software. So if you have it, good for you. If not, you can look for other softwares where you can use it. Okay? And remember, our topic, be inspired. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Remember that, according to Albert Einstein. In our subject, you imagine what you need to do because that is the basis of what we are going to output on our activities from now on. For our next topic, we will just continue with the other tools that we're going to use in illustration, but for the next lesson, it would be more on actual drawing tools. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time.